What key are we in? G?
Yeah. I think we're ready. Now my phone's on the floor. You know, I'm gonna leave it.
That's it, and that's how we're starting the show, PD.
All right, cool.
It's by you dropping your phone. How many phones have you gone through?
4?
Wow.
3 or 4?
Wow.
There just comes a point where they don't turn on anymore.
Not my fault. But you work and you pay for your phones, so you're good. You're good.
Well, I just started paying for it.
You did?
Yeah.
And does it still hurt you? Like, do you work hard to take care of your phones now?
Yeah. Well, actually, I mean, I'm thinking of subscribing to the Neil deGrasse Tyson / Elon Musk thing where they...
I know that. I don't think anybody knows the video that you're talking about.
They don't have phone cases because they're like, it's so important for me to keep this in my hand. Like, I'm never going to drop it now.
It's like, what was the theory? Like, the old cowboys didn't have...
No, it's about soldiers, how they can't drop their gun. So they just never drop their gun. And even though they have to like twirl it around and stuff. He's like, I'm never going to drop this phone because I can't.
But a gun is substantially larger than your phone.
So it'd be easier for the phone.
I think what we're getting at is... Actually, we haven't even introduced our guest. Is the theory has a lot of holes in it. Sorry, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Meet me in South Carolina.
That's another
we'll
thing.
fight over this.
Me and Shama fight over whether it's DeGrasse or Degrassi.
Definitely Neil deGrasse Tyson. Is it? What do I say?
I think this has come up on the podcast before.
Does it matter? Hey, welcome back to Church Stories. My name is Shama, and I used to be both of our guests' youth pastor at one point. Fun fact about me.
And my name is Petey, and I used to fall asleep during Shama's sermons.
Yes, you did. Yeah. And gosh.
And I would make jokes, and you get mad at me, but I was like, it just means I was listening.
Okay, do you know the worst thing they used to say? And make sure you're talking to the microphone, PD. You know the drill.
I see the levels. I can.
Okay. Well, you're looking at me. Okay. So at one point, every time I used to preach, you used to always, because you saw me do stand up first, right? And then you also saw me preach. And so after I'd preach, you'd wait till I got off the stage or the front area, because I didn't preach on stage, and you'd go, "Hey, good set." It wasn't a set. I had a Bible. I was preaching
because I knew how much it bothered him.
Yeah.
To compare stand up to preaching. And
just like it's different.
I was like, dude, your clothes are killed.
They did. They always did. I worked real hard on those. Hey, our guest today is, okay, what do we know about her? She is a friend of the show, a friend of ours.
Yeah. We haven't seen you in how long?
Gosh, years.
Could not tell you.
Wait, no, I saw you at Fall for Greenville last year. I think.
Did it? We'll go with it.
I don't even know.
I know I saw Shama driving down the road, and he like leaned out his window and was screaming at me.
Oh heck yeah! I was with
you
Grace.
Were in the, No, he was in
we
the
were
car.
both in the car.
Yeah, we were doing stand up that night.
Yeah, who were you with? You were with somebody. You were driving your Jeep. I can't even remember. I just remember I was trying to swerve on the, like I was trying to talk to you, and like also like keep the window down and focus on the road at the same time.
Honestly,
it was a mess.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't even know either.
I don't know.
But okay, I will say this: I had some of the best fried chicken and watermelon at your house, and you're white.
You know,
like let the record show, like the best fried chicken and watermelon I've ever had. Can I say that, PD? Is that your mom made it for us? Your mom picked out a watermelon at Publix, and she also picked up some chicken at Publix. It was a Sunday after church.
Oh yeah,
and she killed it. Like it was. I was like, Miss Shannon. Like what the heck? It was phenomenal.
I love how my mom has a name, but I still don't. I'm Mattison, by the way.
Gosh, Mattison.
Wow.
This is Mattison Reynolds. Welcome to the show. You're a thespian. You're an intellectual. Are you a fan of the podcast? Do you listen? You won't offend us if you say no.
You know, honestly, I've listened to one episode.
That's fine.
But I enjoyed it. And now I'm here.
That's all that matters.
That's perfect.
Honestly, I didn't really know that like there was a podcast until your sister was like, "Hey, you gotta listen to this." And then I was like,
"Oh man!" And y'all listen to them with me and my wife, right?
Yeah,
that's
Grace.
Good. Yeah,
you tricked somebody into marrying you. I'm so happy.
I did. Well, okay. So you knew me. Wait, I'm trying to figure out like the timeline. Did you knew me when I was like a hopeless romantic, or had just given up on dating? I think I had just given up on dating.
I
in
feel
general.
like you didn't really know. I feel like you had a foot in each, and you would be like, ugh, I don't need anybody. I'm going to be
Yes.
a bachelor the rest of my life. And then you're like, The Notebook.
Oh, yeah, I did watch that. I'd watch romantic movies on Thursdays and eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That was my thing.
You know, that's kind of sad. That
I know.
Like, had that down. So
That sounds like my grandpa's life now.
Oh, but hey, it turned up for me. All right, Mr. Fred. You're like, I'm just saying it worked for me. The formula works.
My grandpa watches Hallmark movies all day.
Really?
I want to be your grandpa.
Who doesn't? My grandpa.
You're wearing a mom hat, PD. Your hat just says mom on it.
Yes,
With a
it
period.
does.
It's like a statement. Mom.
It was. It was in my mom's room. It's been there for like a year. She's never worn it, so I was like, "Can I start wearing it?"
Those look like the kind of hats that social media influencers wear.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But I feel like your mom's so sweet. She'd be like, oh, sure, of course.
No, she's like, "Why do you want that?"
And little did you know that you wouldn't take it off.
Ever.
She'd be so mad if she found out or if she heard that impression just now.
Oh no, would she?
That doesn't really sound like her.
If you're like, Petey, Petey, what are you doing with that hat on?
I don't know. I feel like it
Shauna,
fits.
forgive my boy. is that
I think like a couple
Sherry.
octaves up.
Shauna, forgive my boy.
There you go.
That's more like
Like,
it.
Shauna, I'm so excited for you and your wife. You got married. You're gonna have such beautiful children. All the glass just shatters in this whole house. No, I'm just kidding. Love you, Miss Sherry.
I want to
She's not
announce
a listener.
something.
Yes.
We have more reviews than Willie Robertson's podcast now.
Yeah, Willie Roberts,
Wow.
step up. We've got a ton of reviews. Oh, shoot. Free plug right here. We're dropping it. Leave 5 stars on the show right now on iTunes. Heck, we're also on like Spotify
I don't
and
know
Google
if you
Play.
can rate on anywhere else, but if you can, do it. But
I'm impressed.
yeah.
That's a real fun fact, actually. You should like put that on the wall somewhere. We have more reviews than Willie Roberts.
Let me ask, why are you impressed? Like, did you not think we could do it? Like, why are you looking around? It's just us and a camera.
No, I feel like really I was just going off of the YouTube career.
Oh.
And being in that and around that. Yeah. But I'm impressed.
Okay.
You were in the
Okay.
Sham Taraj.
So far, this is going
call my
a
fans.
lot more smoothly than any of those videos ever. So really,
Oh my gosh. Okay. You know that I know, right? Like, I know that I made terrible videos.
but
okay.
like I contributed.
You did.
I
You
was
did.
in.
You were in a couple.
had
I know they were
small
bad.
parts.
Yes. They were not good. I know that now.
There was like that whole Christmas type movie
Dude,
with
do not mention that video.
like 50
was
takes on that
just-
slap.
I was just talking about it the other day. Just thinking about it. I didn't talk about it. But
Shama, it made you the man you are today.
I go back and forth on whether or not I should delete any of
Look,
those.
you
Don't.
still got a wife. So really,
That's true,
You
yeah.
you didn't lose too bad.
Dude, you want to know the best part is my wife hasn't gone that far in my YouTube career.
Oh, that's
I think
probably
that's the
definitely a good
reason
thing.
why we're married.
Yeah, I was about to say
That's the
that.
reason you have a wife.
Don't delete them because every once in a while, like Tony will come over or Thomas will come
Shut
over, and
the
we'll just have a
front
great
door.
time.
Lock it.
Okay,
Please
question.
Don't.
Pause. Does
I
he
hate
still
both of
like
you.
elbows?
What?
Oh, that I guess that's a church story.
No, but you brought him up, and I haven't seen these people in
Wait a
years.
second. Wait a
Thomas,
second.
we're talking about Thomas.
Thomas,
what
the
happened?
elbow
Yeah.
thing.
He
Do
used
you-
to like.
Please tell me you remember
Yes,
the
I
elbow thing.
remember that.
He had a
Thomas
thing with
used to rub
elbows.
people's elbows.
Yeah, it
And
was
like
a-
people he didn't know.
It was a very aggressive way to get
in
attention.
church. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it
in
was
church.
for. It was for attention, but it was like
It was very awkward.
the worst way you could get attention.
I remember I brought someone Wednesday and like we were just sitting there, like something was going on, not too serious. I don't know, something, some time filler or something. We're sitting there and like he jerks his arm over and I look over and there's Thomas like maniacally rubbing my friend's arm, like his elbow.
You know, I love church. Don't get me wrong. I love church. Sometimes it's like you like our church, like the church we used to go to. Like we got so comfortable around each other that I think when new people came through, we still maintained that same level of comfort, and new people had no idea what to do.
Total strangers.
They had no idea what to do.
We spent
They'd be like,
way
"This is
too much
insane."
time together, I feel like, which made us that comfortable.
Yeah.
So it's like somebody new, we didn't really know how to take, like a new person. We're
Right.
like, no, we treat you the same
Yeah,
as
we're
we
like,
treat
you
everyone
are
else.
one of us, brother. And we'd chant.
We
"One
would
of
chant.
us, one of us, one of very long and very loud.
In
And I
public
started that.
settings
Very
too,
cult-like.
Like public settings, this happened.
This is why I was a leader. Like I was an adult leader who also needed adult supervision.
Honestly.
But nobody I don't know. Okay, you know what I just remembered?
What?
Oh, this is a funny church story. Winter retreat a couple years ago, I noticed that every female was wearing oversized shirt and leggings.
oh, like yes.
And I started that song, oversized shirt and leggings, oversized shirt and leggings. And then I spiced it up with pumpkin spice everything, pumpkin spice everything, pumpkin spice everything. You cannot forget that.
I definitely forgot about that. And then you started singing it, and I instantly remembered the
You're
whole
like,
song.
oh, this is the whole, yeah. It's
Because I
me and
remember
Parker.
we walked on to the bus.
Yes.
And then you were like, 1, 2, and you just kept counting. And then I was like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden, you and Parker just start up.
Oversized shirt and leggings.
That was such a trap banger.
It was. I mean, okay, oversized shirt and leggings. That's all you got to do. Oversized shirt and leggings.
think
That's
that's
like
it.
the trap music, like the beat. And no,
No.
that's the incrementals of the. Okay, whatever. I tried.
It's got to be a triplet flow. I don't know what that means, but I hear it a lot.
Oh, it's the da 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 da.
Do that.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
it.
All right, offset.
Okay, so first and foremost, let me just say, if anything, this podcast, I just want it to serve as a platform that you can see that I've grown. I'm mature now. I don't make trash YouTube videos anymore.
And that defines maturity?
That does define maturity. Do you know how much of my life was dedicated to like cranking out crap every Friday?
No, I remember.
We can
He's
say that he's
terrible.
grown and that people actually watch the stuff he does now.
Ooh.
Yes.
You know, that is I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, but you know what though? It took 5 years. No, it took longer than that because it was like 2012. It took 6 years. It took 6 years to cycle through.
It was 2012.
Yes,
We're
very old, Madison. Welcome back to church stories.
Sometimes I really don't think about it.
No, it's insane. It was 2012.
That's when I met you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, so you were around for the Shama rap career.
You were around. Okay, you were around for my career that was garbage at the
You
time.
know what is so
Oh my
funny to me
gosh,
is
I'm
when this
cringing
whole
so
Veggie Tales thing took off.
Okay. Yeah.
I went back into a place in my mind and I was like, do you remember when Shama was trying way too hard to be a Christian rapper?
Yeah. Like
I feel that was when I first came into it and I didn't really know how to read it or how to
people
feel
egged
about
me
it.
on. People allowed it.
Yeah,
All of
I
my friends
I
were
was a
like,
big
sure.
fan.
You were.
Yeah.
No, I can honestly say I knew that was not your calling.
wow, that's
Okay. How about when Rapzilla shared a song that I wrote? Where you're like, hey, maybe it is his
Yeah,
calling.
well, now.
Okay. Now.
Yeah, now
it
it's
took a
your-
long time.
That was the most Christian mom way to put somebody down. Like, maybe this isn't your calling.
I was really embodying Miss Sherry. I was really just trying to
I really don't know because I think about that time now, and I'm like, was I just very immature, or was I and everyone around me just immature enough to go, sure,
with it. Absolutely.
like, hey, I wrote a rhyme and I recorded it on my MacBook, and people were like, get on this stage
And you
and
know
rap
what?
for 400 students.
What I think is crazy is I feel
remember
like
that?
it's like a certain subset. So I was like, yeah, we're all young and immature, but take it a step further, we're all church kids.
Oh yeah.
So it's like
The
we're-
bar is kind of lower.
It's like, and then homeschool kids.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay. He was homeschooled, and
So
I was
then
homeschooled.
church homeschool kids is an even smaller
It's a
subset.
Yes, it's smaller. It is. The subsect is tiny.
We had a lot of homeschool kids,
We did.
and I
We
feel like that
did.
really defined it.
Okay. Yes, I will not. I will accept that.
Welcome back to the PD and Madison make Sean relive his past podcast.
A lot of that stuff really does bother me. Like, not it doesn't bother me but I'm just sort of like, I was so bad.
It bugs
I
me
was
too.
so
Like, well, not
bad.
about you, but like I'll go back and think about stuff that I did or said at the time and be like, I was such an idiot.
But like,
But I
the
was like
stuff that I
12.
did like lives on though.
You know what's
Yeah.
crazy is like the Facebook memories that you
my
have,
gosh.
and like stuff pulls up, and like I feel like for traumatic reasons blocked out of my mind, like all of.
Did you
like,
know that mentally, like your brain does that?
Yeah.
Your brain blocks out
and
some
I'm
bad
glad
stuff.
because like it comes up on my memories of like when we would just meme each other for hours on Facebook
The
at
worst
like 4
memes.
a.m. and we would just
Yeah.
be like spamming each other. with
Yeah. I'm like, it'd be like meme war. We'd text each other like meme war. We're on right now.
And then, but like, it would go too far almost, and then we'd
Yeah.
start calling each other out. But like, we're still like church
just-
kids, so it wasn't really anything.
And we're doing it through
serious
memes.
on Facebook. It was.
Okay. Bottom line though, like on the real though, how good were those times? Do you know what I mean?
It was
You know,
fun.
I low key, high key miss them.
Thank you.
Because I feel like I definitely had a lot of friends then. Granted, we all had the same friends because we had just hung out with each other.
Swap friends.
But like now I think
Yeah.
about it and I'm like, wow, I don't hang out with anybody.
right. I haven't seen you in years. It's
No one
insane.
has.
Jeez. But I mean, like, okay, in a way, I don't know. I don't know. It is kind of crazy because I remember we'd go to church together Sunday morning and we'd eat lunch together. You know, Sunday afternoon we'd bike or we'd do something. We'd longboard.
Go downtown.
Oh, we'd go downtown.
something.
Okay,
Set
and then
things
we'd
on
like
fire.
Wednesday. Yeah, we'd have bonfires during the fall.
And then like we'd go to somebody's house like every Wednesday after church.
After church,
Yeah.
and
And
eat
then
pizza or whatnot.
And then over the summer, I feel like we just ended up like we're like, all right, movie night tonight. We're like,
That's
all right,
it.
PB&J's tonight, and
Yeah.
it's just like every single night we
Yeah.
were with each other.
Yeah.
Or like,
I mean, I
but I mean, like, you know
had
what?
friends, so
It
really,
did,
I'm
yeah.
not complaining. But
I think in a way, sometimes a lot of people feel like, oh, we're just suffocating each other. But in a way, I think like we all, I mean, like, I'm not going to lie. At times I was like, God, this is insane.
Yeah.
But I think in a way, I don't know, we all needed that, you know?
yeah.
Like, I don't know,
there'd
you
be-
know?
there'd
Because
be
now
the,
you don't have that. Like, me and Grace had a fire the other day in my backyard. And so a tree fell next to my house. And we have too much fire equipment, like wood and kindling and all this stuff. And it was just me and her. And the fire was, okay, y'all know I'm really good at building fires, right? Okay, the fire was huge. The fire is like, I built like a TB fire. This junk is magnificent. And it's just me and her, like super warm. And I just thought, I was like, man, I used to have like 20 people here. Yeah. It was just kind of like, it's like,
no, but really,
where's people to enjoy this? But I don't know. Life goes on.
But you wouldn't want us to act the way we acted around your wife.
Probably not. You know what? But I know y'all don't act that way right now.
Yeah, we're different.
yeah,
But
we're
yeah, I really do
also
need to
not
have y'all over.
12-year-olds anymore.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's
that
true.
I remember I used to like, even though like you're the reason we all hung out together and stuff, I would roast you for us being your friends. I'd be like, how come you only got 12-year-old friends, Sean?
Oh no, that's true.
That's completely flipped now. I don't have any like 12-year-old friends, but
Yeah.
except for you, PD.
You have a point.
You know what was crazy
No.
is before PD and I were messaging, I actually told a story the other day that I haven't told. I haven't even thought about. My mom actually brought it up
Oh no.
from Wanahawk.
We didn't vet this.
Can I say that?
Yeah, you can. Okay, a church,
Yeah.
just a particular church camp that
Yeah.
we
that only like 30 people know about.
With the really oddly specific name. You know,
Yeah.
I won't say it. So we
Yeah.
were at church
a
camp.
church camp.
You
What
already
summer?
said it.
It's
Yeah,
all right.
I said half. It's
Okay.
It's all
okay.
right.
We'll go with it. So
I really don't know what this is, and it's bothering me.
Same.
so I grew up really. What's the word I'm looking for?
Sheltered?
No,
Pentecostal.
no, like not redneck, but like redneck. You know.
Okay, Madison, you grew up redneck. If I'm not mistaken, you wore a camo jacket every winter, and you also wore boots. Am I lying? Okay.
There's a
Thank
deer
you.
hanging in my living room.
Okay. All
Anyways,
right.
And
Yeah.
then not only that, my dad was in the Navy for a really long time. So it's just kind of like those two things hand in hand make for a lethal person. So we'll go with that. So
a very lethal
I
13-year-old girl.
remember like the packing list. It was like no knives, no lighters, no blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, you're going to have me in the woods with people that don't know anything about the woods and expect me to not have a knife? Ugh.
You're like, Diddy, how am I supposed to kill a rabbit?
My daddy.
I remember, like, it was the year that we stayed in the cabins. We didn't tent camp.
Okay.
And I remember one of our leaders, the big muscular guy. He was
Cecil,
like,
he's been on the show.
okay, we can say that. You told me
Cecil's been on the show. He knows. Yeah, no, it's all right. It's all right.
So Cecil was like, all right, if you have any like pocket knives, lighters, swords, whatever, please bring them to me. So I brought him one, and he goes, Mattison, I know you have at least 3 more. And I was like, I just kind of looked at him, and I like went back to my bag and brought like a whole armful.
You had an armful of knives?
And like lighters, like all of it. How are you going to expect me to go into the woods with people that know nothing about being in those?
Did you plan on arming everyone? Worst case scenario?
Only the ones that could handle it. Like, okay, say right now.
They couldn't. None of them could handle
None of them could handle it.
The group of people we had. You expected me to be comfortable in the woods with these people when only me and one other person who was also 12 years old at the time knew what we were doing in the woods.
Okay. Let me tell you something.
Go in the woods.
Okay. A lot of those kids were afraid to order at Chick-fil-A by themselves. Do you really think...
that's still me, but like...
Do you really think, like, if push comes to shove, you'd go, hey, here's an extra knife, and you'd just toss it to them, and they'd be like, I'm ready to shank people.
Have you read Lord of the Flies?
No.
Yeah. Proves.
Homeschooled. I read the Bible and watched VeggieTales all day.
Yeah, well, you should read that. It would give some insight onto why I went with so many pocket knives with a bunch of 12-year-olds into the woods.
And you relinquished all your knives?
Yeah, all of them.
But wait a minute. Really, though?
No. Definitely not.
Wait, so you brought him like a lot more, and you still had more?
Still had
yeah,
more?
Absolutely. And Cecil, like, I remember him like looking at me, and his eyes were huge. And it's like this big old muscular man. He's like, Mattison, you're safe in the woods. And I remember I looked him dead in his eyes, and I said, Cecil, do you really know anything about the woods? And he looked back at me, and he goes, I'm glad you're here.
Oh. What did you think was gonna happen? Like, we're gonna get attacked by a bear, and you're like, I got it.
I wasn't as worried when we were in the cabins that year because it was like way too like not actually camping.
Yeah.
But like the years before when we'd like set up tents, we'd be in the middle of the woods, and then there was like that other sketchy group that was like beside us.
Yes.
Like the way I was raised, you don't trust anybody. You're in the middle of the woods. Nobody else knew what they were doing in the woods except for me and one other person.
Visitor that one time?
Okay.
You can't prove it was me.
You know, your dad used to run security. Your dad, who I'm 26 and I'm still scared of your dad. Like, he's a very he'd put his arm on his hand on my shoulder, and I'd be like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, anytime I went to your house.
Yeah.
Incredibly nervous around him.
He is,
but he's a cool guy. Apparently, he's just like a really cool.
He is a really cool guy. And what's crazy is he was head of security then, and
yes.
that's his. For good reason. 22 years, like a whole sniper and stuff like that. So
your dad was a sniper.
He was so he wasn't a sniper, but for his marksman, for how well he could shoot, he was. Yeah.
But your dad's killed some people. Killed him. She nodded. This Church Service podcast just got real dark.
He can't even tell us that, but
y'all are like, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Dad, we've seen you carve a turkey. You're a little too good. You're a little too quick.
I've seen my dad skin a deer and way too fast.
All right. You're like,
it's so
thank
funny
you.
Because anytime I bring a guy to meet my dad, their knees are shaking and they're these these big dudes, and they think they're all big and bad, and then they meet my dad and they're like,
okay, your dad is the type of person though who would toss them a bullet and be like, hey, they go a lot faster after 10, buddy.
Yeah, definitely. That is my guy. What's funny is I had the guy I was seeing at the time, he came to my graduation party with my whole family, so there's also my redneck uncle. Do you remember him?
Yes.
Yeah.
The mechanic?
Yes, that's the one. So
wow.
he was there too.
Can I say it?
What, the what?
Can I say, am I thinking of a different one? He was in a particular group?
No, you're definitely thinking of the right one.
Okay.
A particular group?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll stay with, no.
Okay.
We'll stay with that.
Whoa, this kind of explains a lot.
So like he came and he was like meeting them and like it was whatever. He had met them before, but like now the whole family's there. So like now he's like all nervous. He's meeting everywhere. He's meeting my Mima.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
he's like, he's shaking hands or whatever. And Jason and my dad like corner him and he's like got this glass. And eventually like I don't hear the conversation that's taking place. He's like shaking so bad he drops his glass on the driveway and it shatters
You're
everywhere.
like, buddy.
I was like, this is not a good look for you right now. Like, you're a whole grown person and, like, you're so scared you dropped your glass and it shattered on the driveway. That's my dad.
And needless to say, it didn't work out, did it?
No. But I found out that, like, for some reason, like, I just attract crazy people. And, like, I think back to, like, when I was 12 years old in the youth group we were all involved with. And I think about...
Notification.
No, it's all right. Just keep
that
on
was
talking.
so loud.
Yeah.
A particular person, I'm like, wow, I just set myself up for this pattern early on.
I think I know the person you're talking about, do I?
I feel like you definitely should.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
I'm still kind of, you know what? We're not.
Well, and now, can I cut to the ad now?
Yeah, you could cut to the ad.
A word from our sponsor.
Are you going to intro your ad at all?
I put my heart and soul into this, and I really believe in the company, and I just really hope that you guys relate to this.
Let the record show, I have not heard this ad.
They haven't heard it either, the company.
Neither.
Nope.
First time.
The Great Depression started in the United States after a major fall in stock prices that began around September 4th, 1929. The Great Depression had devastating effects in countries both rich and poor. Cities around the world were hit hard. Especially those that were dependent on heavy industry. Construction was virtually halted in many countries. Farming communities in rural areas suffered as crop prices fell by about 60%. Facing plummeting demand with few alternative sources of jobs, areas dependent on primary sector industries such as mining and logging suffered more than anybody. A woman aged 47 named Gladys Johnson in an interview stated she didn't know how they were going to survive. She just didn't know if they had enough to get by, and she asked, could we have avoided this? Maybe if there was 100% natural goat milk soap, this wouldn't have happened.
Red clay soap.
The same alpha hydroxy acids used in anti-aging creams are found naturally in goat milk. These compounds gently remove old skin cells and make room for healthier, younger skin. Unfortunately for Gladys Johnson, there was no red clay soap in 1929. Fortunately for you, you can buy it today. RedClaySoap.com. Get dirty, live clean. Are we saying there wouldn't have been a Great Depression if there was red clay soap in 1929? Absolutely.
What do you think, Tom?
I hate that you were as dramatic as you were. Like, I thought I was the dramatic one here. No.
I think I made some solid points with some facts.
First and foremost, you did your research, didn't you?
I googled the Wikipedia page.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me say-
It sounded like you just read Wikipedia's article. Honestly.
I didn't know we could joke about the Great Depression.
But like I feel like it's like people
Like too soon?
It was 1929. We're getting close to that. Like 100 years.
Joke about other events in history,
Yes.
and like those are definitely frowned upon.
Yeah.
Like PD used to like to make Holocaust jokes.
What?
And those are not okay.
I don't remember this.
But like great.
Let the record show PD denies all allegations.
I definitely deny
Let the
that.
record show there's definitely proof
There's
somewhere.
probably definitely proof. Your PD, you've got paper trails for miles.
I've started rebuking people in real life. Rebuke.
Isn't that how this works, PD? You were a terrible person.
Rebuke.
I'm not going away. No, I love the ad read though.
Thank
I think
you.
it's really good.
I hope Red Clay Soap enjoys it.
Ms. Rachel, I'm sorry in advance. We did not vet that, but I like the quality of the level of the production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what it needed to be.
It puts you in your feels. I just have a question. How can you put so much effort into that, but you never put that much effort into youth band?
Okay, I really phoned it in youth band. That's what we're
coming
gonna
up
talk
on
about.
a church story.
I think
Is this
so.
it?
I don't think there's a particular church story for that other than PD is the worst.
Okay. But PD, but wait a second. PD, how old were you at the time?
Was I 13?
I think
14?
we were like 14, 15 at that time.
Okay.
And you had just like been killing like learning guitar.
Yeah.
You had learned at home. You wanted to go to school, and I was like, dude, you should just stay homeschooled. And you just started picking up guitar. and
But
you were
like he did
killing
it by ear.
Yes.
But PD's ears, we've learned, are not that reliable.
Or injured by listening to Metallica really, really loud and for really, really long.
Well, in my defense, I can't really defend myself.
Thank you.
I called it PD and the Hot Rods. I named the worship band.
Because it was just all females, right?
I don't
No,
even
there's
remember.
somebody
But
else.
No, there
Matt
was-
Perry was in it.
Yeah.
A guitar player. male.
Josh was in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you called it PD and the Hot Rod.
But
Yeah.
I would give speeches before we played the worship music, and it was just like I should not have been allowed near the
He
microphone.
wasn't allowed. He did it
Oh,
anyway.
yeah, I was banned later from talking.
Wait a second. You do a speech like on stage,
Yeah,
like
like-
before the service?
I'd be like, "Yeah, we're selling merch after the show."
oh yeah.
Practice
I
was like
remember
the
that.
worst because like half the time we'd like start, we'd be like, okay, let's start. And we'd all have our stuff together, right? And we'd
Except
start
for-
going and you'd see PD like sitting there like going like he's like fake strumming his guitar that he's actually holding and he's just like going
Yeah.
and just swinging his arm and then we would stop and we'd be like PD.
And then he would like do the same thing during service.
Absolutely. I don't think he really ever played actually like once.
But PD, you're really good. Where how were you unmotivated to
You
properly
agreed to
play?
it.
I did agree to it,
But you
And
didn't. You agreed because your mom put you up to it, didn't you?
Pastor Mark, should I say names? I already did. He called me, and I was like, "All right, I'll do it."
Oh,
So-
okay. So you're like, cool
Yeah.
deal. I got scouted. And you're like, I'm gonna give it exactly
At your own church
7%,
for your own church.
2% of all of my interest.
I remember one time before we went on, I got up to the microphone. I was like, "My guitar's out of tune. I'll be right back," and I never came back.
Yeah, we just did worship without him.
Yeah. I was actually trying to tune it.
Okay,
I didn't
but-
bring a tuner.
Yeah, like okay. Okay, I just want to gauge your heart. $50 to play guitar per Sunday. I'd
I'd kill it. Yeah.
Would you for $50?
$50 for 10 minutes of work.
Gosh,
Right.
you're
That'd
such an easy
half an
sell.
hour.
I thought I was gonna have to up the price a couple of times. I got you locked in at 50.
If you up the
sign
price-
up for New Spring.
No,
Can I say
PD's a
that?
cheap. I don't know.
Too late.
PD's a cheap date.
Apparently,
Apparently.
I was like, I'd play guitar for any church for 2 Taco Bell tacos
Well,
and $6 in cash.
I was just thinking, like, everybody I know who's on a band doesn't get paid. So,
I wasn't paid.
well,
Yeah.
the big leagues people do. Yeah, churches play. I
Well,
know
you
people.
just-
I know some
Pause.
musicians.
Did you just refer to Newspring as the big leagues? That's ambiguous.
like, if I got a call from
the big leagues, the big times, Hollywood.
if I got a call
The
from
lights.
Steven Furtick, Stevie
Elevation.
F,
Stevie F.
Yeah.
Steve F.
Stevie Furty,
Steve Ferdy.
yeah, then I would be
gonna be on the
negotiating.
show. Yeah, you would. Would you be
Yeah.
like, all right, I see your church and I need 3 Bojangles biscuits and Uber me back and forth to Charlotte.
No, I just want some like Instagram play.
Oh, would you?
Yeah.
Would you be like, hey,
I wanna be
you
on
hit me
the-
with a pop tag?
Yeah, and be like,
Stevie
I
Furt.
want to chill in your mansion.
You should really go to LA. Feels like you'd fit in perfectly.
We've
I went
been
last year.
Cheap dreams. I'll do anything for a Bojangles biscuit. Your mom hat. Really,
true.
you're ready.
I mean, like
I
legit.
loved LA.
Yeah, it was nice. Madison, you're going to, aren't you going to University of Alabama?
Yeah, it's the plan. I took a gap year
Tied.
to kind of get my my life together because adulting,
Comes at you fast, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it came at me before because like my parents split, and then my dad started working third shift, and so I was like really like running a household by myself, and I was like, all right.
Jeez.
So I just kind of really jumped into it, and then because of that, I decided to take a gap year. But I'm excited. So I plan to go to Alabama. Yeah.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. I don't know.
It doesn't sound right.
It didn't sound right when I said it. I'm not a football. You could hear the I don't even understand how football works.
I have
and you
an
could sense that
Alabama
when I said
fidget
it.
spinner.
Yeah, you're taking the fandom a little.
Yeah.
I didn't purchase that.
Yeah.
Okay,
we
so-
Somebody
don't-
purchased it for me.
So you why UAB? Do y'all call it UAB?
Nobody
No,
calls it that.
it's UA.
I think
Oh,
that there
is
is
it?
a school called UAB that isn't.
Oh, sorry. I know letters.
All right.
Why are you going into University of Alabama?
So-
U of A. U of A. U of A.
I
That's so
plan to-
clueless.
Get out of here.
Wow. Okay. So first, want to go out of state because South Carolina. Woof.
They're still racist in Alabama.
hey.
I don't know what you're trying to run from.
They're racist
Their
everywhere.
barbecue's different.
It's really more just like out. So I applied to it's my senior year of high school. Applied to a bunch of places. So like San Jose, California, NYU, Alabama, Stetson, which is in Florida. So like a bunch of different places. So I plan to go for psychology, and they actually have a pretty kickin' psychology program. But also, I'm already a Bama fan, so like slightly biased. Also, California's expensive, and I've been a couple times, and it's like I like it, but like I
Not enough
can't
to
live
live
there.
there, yeah.
Like I need sweet tea not from Chick-fil-A every day. Like I need like woods, and like I need like Southern twang. Like it's just like in my blood. Like my blood is like gravy and sweet tea at this point.
That comes up whenever I travel. Like, I mean, you've had to listen to me rant
I've
about
watched PD order sweet tea from restaurants.
from
They're like, "Give me a hot tea." I'm like, "No."
They're
and
like,
then,
we have unsweet tea, we'll bring you sweetener. It's not the same.
yeah, it's really not the same. Then I have to like order something else, and then I go on a rant for the rest of the meal about like how like why can't these people put sugar in tea?
Yeah, you know what? Like,
Besides that.
I've traveled with PD, and like a part of me, I'm like, I'm so excited for a young lad to experience the world and culture and different foods. And I'll be like, "Do you want to get some pizza and sweet tea?" And I'm like, "Gosh, PD, we're in New York right now, the concrete jungle. Let's get." But then we get sweet tea and pizza. Like it's actually really good. I'm not gonna lie.
From New York, like the street vendor pizza.
Yeah, Two Bros. Man,
yes.
Two Bros is the junk. So good. I don't think we had Two Bros. We had a bunch of other
Two
like
Bros
random
is
places.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like $1 a slice you pay in cash because they're laundering money. I'm almost sure.
Mattress stores?
Hey, you know they went bankrupt, right? Hey, welcome back to the Mattress Podcast, where we discuss all things sleepwear. No, seriously, they did like they like filed for like Chapter 9 bankruptcy.
Yeah, but like, you know why?
Why?
Because they were definitely laundering money.
I believe that.
Like,
Yeah.
definitely. Like, why is there a
It's like 17.
3 mattress firms within like a 2-mile radius?
Okay, fun fact. Do you want to know why that is, though? Like, apparently people buy mattresses to stores that are as close to their house as possible.
But there's like a mattress firm and like a Barnes and Noble, a Target, a mattress firm.
Yeah, that's
so it's
true,
like,
that's
which
true.
side of Target do you
Well,
live
I
on?
mean, legit, I don't know.
Well, you know
I
how
really
people
don't know.
put money under the mattress?
Yeah.
I knew that's where he was going to take this.
Finish your bit.
Maybe that's why they chose that, because then they could put all the money.
That's not how money We'll go with it.
All right.
Under the mattress.
Can't take PD anywhere. I don't even take you anywhere. We're
In
at
his
your
own house.
I'm in my basement.
Oh man. Okay, so Mattison, you've been in church your whole life. Like, do you have any church story that you wanted to talk about at all?
Yes, I have a
We're
favorite.
finally getting around to one. Finally.
A favorite, yeah. Besides the knife story.
Yeah.
So it was Easter Sunday, and we used to sit in the front 2 rows as a youth group.
Shutting it down.
Oof, yeah,
Yeah.
representing out there.
You know what? Dabbing wasn't a thing back then, but if it was, we'd probably be dabbing on the front row.
You know, I don't even want to think about that.
Well, you don't? We would dab. We would dab
Stop
for Jesus.
right now. So I remember I was I feel like it was like my 2nd or 3rd year at the church. It wasn't like the first, but it was like we were in there.
Yeah.
You know? So
What are you gonna say?
It's Easter Sunday, and we're in the middle of praise and worship, and so like it's like definitely running over, because it's Easter, and we're feeling the spirit in there. And it's like this
it's
big
Easter
whole,
and
it's this big
hands
whole
up.
deal, and we're like on like the 10th go of oceans, and it's just it's whatever. So I remember we're standing there, and the worship leader finally goes to pray, and I'm like so excited because like I can finally sit down because I'm so tired, and like I feel my blood sugar dropping. And I just remember like going black and falling out. And I remember all these old Pentecostal ladies running over thinking that I like fell out in the spirit when like real life, like I just locked my knees and my blood sugar was low. And like I was like, like I already like definitely like drank my communion juice and ate the wafer like before I should because I like knew I was gonna pass out.
Oh really?
So they were
this
like,
is enough nourishment for me.
Laying hands on me, and they were like praying over me, thinking I like fell out of the spirit. And the people that were sitting beside me were dying laughing because they knew.
Oh.
And I was like, I woke up and they're like all praying for me, and they're like, God, they're just like being
sister.
all Southern women. And I was.
Wait, did you remember what happened? Like when you woke up? Or
Yeah,
were you like,
I
where
just like
am I?
woke up and they were like aggressively like shaking me and while they were praying over me, like there was somebody speaking in tongues. It was a lot, and I remember I was like, I didn't want to be rude, but like at the same time, like I just locked my knees, but like I didn't know. And then on for like months after that, like they'd be like, don't you just feel so anointed? I'm like, amen.
You went with it.
We were like, I woke up and I was like, woo.
But imagine how jarring that would be. Say like you and Grace are in the bed, and then you wake up with a bunch of people shaking you.
Oh yeah. I'd be like, get out of my house. I don't own a gun, so I'm just gonna point my finger in your face.
And that's why I took knives to church camp.
Okay. I don't know what kind of fan base we have, but let me just say, Madison's life is something to be modeled after, except for the fact that she is, for carrying knives to like youth camps or something. So I don't know. Maybe kids don't. Maybe don't do that. Don't give a reason. Don't.
I'm just saying. You know what? This leads me to another church story. Okay. Do you remember when we had the bus that like would bring the people from Tent City in, and like we were like ministering to them, and like
wait, what?
It was that big? Yeah.
Oh, were you gone?
Wow, you were like a whole leader, and like you weren't aware.
Okay, it was like one bus like every Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. You said buses, right? Did you say buses or just buses?
I think I said bus, but I could have said buses.
Gotcha.
I have like a slight.
I remember now.
Thing.
Oh shoot! I remember exactly what you're about to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So like
Tent City is like a homeless population here in Greenville, where a bunch of homeless people live in tents.
They've relocated,
and they've called it Tent City.
And I found them. I'll tell you that later.
Good. I'm glad for you. So like we had like there was like a bunch of, and it was a really beautiful thing that we were able to minister to these people until like one Sunday. There was a post on Facebook that someone made talking about how a guy that came from Tent City had a gun and was like up at the front, and then decided to just like put his gun down and all this. And like I remember my dad, who was head of security, like messaged them and like called the pastor and was like, this is like not okay. And he's like, and this is why like our security needs to carry, and this is why like.
Well, he was like, wasn't he like planned on like, he planned on killing someone, right? The guy was like, I planned on killing someone, so I was gonna do it after church.
Yeah, he was like, I was gonna wait until everybody was walking out. He's like, but I just felt, like, and it's a beautiful thing, and I'm glad that like, he something hit him and had a change of heart. But at the same time, like, it just goes to show that like, even when you think you're safest, like, you're really not.
No.
And so like it was just a huge eye opener, and that's when my dad like really like was able to crack down on security there. And that's why like him and all the other security guys had concealed weapons permits, and they carried, and people made a really big deal about it, and people were really upset.
I didn't know that.
Like a lot of people were really upset that they carried, but at the same time it's like we literally almost had a whole situation.
Yeah. Did he plan on like offing someone like in the church, or like is it like later? He said like he was going to do it later.
from what I gathered, it was like when service was over and everyone was
up.
But if you had been there, you could have just gotten one of your knives.
I just
I'm Madison. I'm Madison, and I'm anointed.
There's more where that came from. It's like 30 knives.
ninja stars out of everywhere.
Dude, that was I remember reading that later, and like the guy on Facebook was like, he relinquished his gun, he gave it up, and he's following Jesus. And I was like, okay, let's rewind it to that part where he brought a gun to church, like an unregistered. You know what I mean? Like
seriously, and like it is a beautiful thing, like that he felt moved in and like all that. But at the same time, like you're just putting it out there that we had a guy just walk into our church with it's crazy, and that's why I always like have some sort of protection on me.
What you got on you right now?
Just raise his eyebrows.
Wait a second, but for real though, you don't have a purse. What did you bring? You have like a little.
It's in her hair.
Wait a second. Wait, no, seriously though, I'm curious.
But like really?
Yeah, I am.
No, there's definitely a pocket knife on me.
Right now?
Yeah.
You're recording a podcast in the basement with two of the chillest guys in the game.
You know what? PD is sketchy.
Hey.
And I love PD.
You're like, I will.
PD was my therapist for a while.
But you'd chop out his liver if you could. Like if
he
it came down
at
to
me,
it.
yeah. If he came,
You're like, hey,
if
buddy.
You know what's crazy is we used to like in youth group before service, we'd always like play those like the games or whatever, and it was like on a ship, and it was like why you should stay on the ship. And I remember I never got killed off because everybody knew. They were like, when it comes down to it, like her and Parker, they're keeping us alive.
That's true. I knew that, and I didn't know why. I was like, no, I don't know. But I was like, yeah, she's got it. She hunts on the weekends. She's got it.
Hunts on the weekends.
You do. Deer season's in right now, right?
It is indeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been out? You've been out in a stand? You've been covering yourself up in
You
deer
know,
pee and rolling around the dirt?
I hate the way you just said been in the stand and make that
because that's how y'all talk though. That's it.
No, not yet. My dad actually just got back from West Virginia up there riding four-wheelers in the mountains, you know, as
Your
Southern
dad is
people
so
do.
cool.
So, yeah, I plan to go this weekend. Last weekend was opening weekend of rifle season, but then, you know, job and like adult things. But like this weekend, it's me and a whole bunch of weapons in the woods. Can't wait for it. And it's so funny.
Hey, welcome back to the gun podcast.
If you'd see me like walking around, you'd be like, "Oh, look at this little white girl with cute little braids and like eyeliner and all that." And then like,
You wear
I'm
eyeliner
lethal.
when you hunt?
Oh, absolutely. You see these sharp slicing everything.
Yeah. Oh man.
No, not always. That's a lie.
I gave you a
really
side
don't.
hug, and I was like, "You nicked me." I was like, "Ugh." It's like, "Oh no!" Is
that why
an
you're
incision? Yeah. I was like, "What happened? New sweater, please."
Hey, but I can stitch you back up.
Yeah. She injures and she saves.
She can tear you down and build you back up again.
Do you
Oh, brother.
remember when
Amen.
like we played volleyball at church camp, the one where I relinquished like all my
Yes.
knives or what they thought was, and
Yes.
like we played volleyball, but it was on an asphalt court, and you took
yeah.
it way
I took
too
it too
seriously.
Oh, yeah, I
Are we bringing
Like
this up?
I remember
Man,
that
y'all
like,
have,
kids were crying, like youth kids were crying,
Wait,
and like he's
really?
like a whole youth leader. Yes, absolutely, because
Oh,
he'd be
yeah.
like, "Get off the court!" Like he took it so serious, and then he like
it's
demolished his elbow,
Yeah, it's
and I remember he came to me, a whole 13-year-old, and was like, "What do I do?" And I was like, "And this is why I bring knives."
That was such a good
Man,
impression.
dude. Is that how I talk? Really? Man. Okay, but okay, let me say though, I was a jerk. I recognized that, and like the punishment was immediate. Like I was a jerk, and I jacked my elbow up so bad. This sucker didn't heal for like months.
No, it was
I
bad.
still got a gnarly like.
That's
if I do
from-
that,
That's from
you do?
volleyball?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's from volleyball. Like four or 5 years ago.
That
So
was
if I'm wearing
crazy.
like a short sleeve t-shirt, people will be like, "Hey, what happened to your elbow?" Because I forget, and I'm like, "Oh, volleyball 2014, buddy. Took it a little too serious on asphalt."
but seriously,
It was
way
I
too
didn't
serious.
Take it really.
Yeah.
It like started out as like we were just having
oh, we're
fun
having
while we
fun.
were waiting, and then like as the days got, like we were there.
You get off right now, little girl.
It was so serious.
Yeah.
We were so serious about everything.
Okay, but I remember there were a few leaders that were very competitive. Like it was, I'm not gonna. It was like a spirit among like our the group. Like we were all very
do
competitive.
you remember like when like we thought that like airsoft was a good idea?
Yes.
And,
which is
like-
terrible. I mean, it was fun, but so many people got hurt. Like there was so much damage control that happened after airsoft wars.
But I remember like some of us, including myself, who know what they're doing in the woods, took it like way too seriously.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I just remember like I remember making like Cecil cry once.
Did he cry?
I'm pretty positive. Cecil, don't sue me.
Cecil's gonna be like, hey, I need to be back on to defend my honor.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I believe. I mean, okay, we did. Okay,
Things got out of hand.
We've gone full circle. Like, okay, we did. Like, we all were in like a very close knit group of friends, and we had the best of times.
we did a lot of cool stuff.
And at the same time, it was also like, hey, so we're in the airsoft now. Everybody come through, and like people showed up with like camo and like fate war paint, and I was like, all right, everybody, don't stop coming through, please. Yeah.
That was intense. It really was. Yeah.
I should have considered before inviting you that you would dig up stuff from me and Shama's past that we've totally forgot about.
That's why I was like, we need to vet. That's why we made you wait upstairs until we started recording.
It's good. We need to be roasted.
We do. We need to remember. And I like the freshness of stories. You know what I mean? So it's not like, hey, talk about this on the show. But it's kind of like, hey, like if we hear it.
I feel like I definitely came with like a couple in mind, and like it's just gone on from there.
Well, PD played his red clay soap intro.
I blessed everybody's ears with that.
Double blessing farms. Check it out. Hey, for real though, redclaysoap.com. Get you some soap. That's all I use on my body. Like,
seriously.
For real. Get through it.
They sell it at Nyla Beans.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I love that store. It's like a super hippy dippy store, which is like another sub part of me is like, hippy dippy.
Oh, you should come to our comedy show then.
Oh, shoot.
Are you talking
Kava
about
Connection?
Yeah.
See, I haven't gone to Kava. Here's why. You tell me what Kava does, right? And like I hear them, and I hear like all these like Kava, but like I feel like it's the same thing as like kombucha, and that was disgusting. And I trusted the hipsters.
Well, don't come for the kombucha. Come for the comedy.
Yeah, come for us. But it's a weird hippie atmosphere.
It is a very weird hippie atmosphere.
Yeah, and it's fun hippie people who work there.
Yes. It's gonna be a fun show. Hey, also we're plugging our show right now too. Kava Connection, Wade Hampton Boulevard in Greenville, South Carolina,
from 8 to 9. If you're in South Carolina or
this
the surrounding
Friday.
states, please come out.
Come out this Friday, October 26th in Greenville. Come through. We might post some clips later on, hopefully if they're funny enough. We're not gonna embarrass ourselves if we bomb.
Can I come? I have a Halloween party that night. Can I just come in costume?
It's from 8 to 9, or 8 to 9-ish. So come through.
So I'd have to leave from your Kava shindig to go to the costume party. So if I show up in a costume,
please
we'll allow it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna reveal my costume, but like you're gonna be completely shook when I walk in the door because you're gonna think it's a celebrity in there. It's gonna be great. It really is.
Oh, you're gonna be Trump.
Okay. I feel like I'm not gonna lie though. Let me say this. I feel like women always talk up their Halloween costumes, and I'm not insulting you. I'm just saying like. Really? You know what I mean? Like,
I understand what you're saying. However, I'm
gonna be a really fly deer.
I've been
all right.
made aware
Cool.
that I, not currently, but like in my natural lizardy state, I look a lot like a popular artist of today. And
can you say who?
No, she doesn't want.
I don't want to give away.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll give it away. So Post Malone.
Oh man.
So like if I don't have on, no, I'm being so serious. If like I dress like I'm homeless most of the time. Like seriously.
That's
and
step
like
one,
if
phase
I'm
one.
not like wearing any makeup and like my hair is like all, I really look like Post Malone. But I didn't even come to this realization. It wasn't me. It was a couple of friends of mine, and they were like, we were all hanging out one night, and you know how like you just eventually start roasting each other, and they're like, man, you look like Post Malone. I don't want to hear nothing from you. So then,
like, wait a minute.
I like put my hair in braids, and like we did a side-by-side picture, and it was like too much to handle.
Wow.
It was way too much to handle.
Can you say congratulations?
To you? Am I congratulating you?
Like he says in the song.
Congratulations.
No, it's congratulations.
Yeah. Is it? Now they say congratulations. Really.
That was the song.
Hey, this has been a great episode.
Yeah, and please come to our show dressed as Post Malone.
You know what? We first and foremost, I had no idea that we'd be able to get a Post Malone lookalike on our show. I didn't know we were that close. But PD's cats made a cameo. Do you want to say something, buddy? Do you got a church to get out of here? I love cats. I do. I love cats. Your cat's all black and it scares me, PD. What is it doing here?
I'm confused.
It's all black and it scares me.
I'm confused.
Did you say that?
Yes, it does. So yeah, this has been Church Stories, and we're gonna land with some
Praise reports.
praise reports.
Praise.
That's how we end it. Yeah, praise reports.
Praise reports.
I noticed
So
that.
yeah, just hit us with a praise report. Something that you're excited for. Something that you praise the Lord for. Something you got in the works or something else.
Yeah.
You can plug something.
Something you want to lift a shout of praise for.
Do you guys want to start?
Sure. I saw Metallica yesterday.
Oh, congratulations.
But this is the real praise report. Is I caught 3 guitar picks
Wow.
from their lead guitarist.
Shut up.
Yeah.
3.
One has Bojangles on it.
Wow. That just came full circle. That is a
What?
praise report.
Yeah.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Maybe I could. There you go.
We were just talking about how PD would do anything for a Bojangles biscuit.
Here you are. Jeez, that's crazy.
Wow.
You caught 3. Like, were people like, let me have one?
Well, they had like a cup full and they would just toss them out.
But like, do
Yeah.
you know how like rock concerts go? Like in the pit? Like, do you know how that
I've
works?
been the third day. Does that count?
Wait, but have you seen Skillet?
Yeah, I saw
Yeah, it was
Skillet.
that concert.
no,
we
then
were
you're-
there together.
Yeah.
Oh, we did go together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, we were. Oh shoot, I forgot about
With
that.
Third Day and Skillet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was like what
definitely
was that? The road show tour or something?
that
but it-
definitely
yeah.
does not count.
Doesn't
just
count.
by the way.
I don't know what.
I was waiting I started waiting at 4. Metallica went on at 9, I think.
Jeez.
I was 3 feet away from them.
Dang.
It
Worth
was
it.
amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, my praise report is shoot, I had it, but then I forgot it. Oh shoot, me and Andrew are working on a new song. It's Christmas themed, so I'm really excited. Andrew is my producer. He produced Chick-fil-A and VeggieTales, so we're meeting. We're going for one last ride. No, I'm not saying last ride. We're doing more. Making more music.
Shama's retirement song.
Oh man, no, it's Christmas, dude. We're like, it's the first. Yeah, this is it. This is the announcement. We're working on like a Christmas mixtape, so I'm really excited. I got some really dope songs.
I wanna support you, but I really hate Christmas.
Do you? But do you like
Christmas?
trap music?
I do like trap.
Real Duran. All right. All right. Cop it on iTunes and Spotify when it comes out.
We'll see.
But what's your praise report?
Praise report. I had an interview today, a
Shoot.
job interview for like a super. It was up on the roof at
Oh, yeah,
Embassy
I know what that
Suites
is.
in downtown Greenville. So it was like super fancy and like super high ticket, an opportunity to make like a good amount of good money. But like, so I've been like serving for a while, and restaurants are what restaurants are. So I feel like this will kind of
Horrible. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Definitely. Well, no, we don't have to get there.
Yeah,
so
I
I feel
work
like
in one too. We could
to
have-
be able to
that's a
be
whole
in
nother
like
podcast.
an upper scale restaurant, a fancy one where like rich old ladies are sipping wine all the time. That's just like an environment I'd like to be in.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
So does your wallet.
Yeah.
So does my wallet.
absolutely. So I got a couple more interviews this week with some more fancy restaurants. So
That's
hopefully
dope.
something will work out. I'm tired of
Hey.
working in taco joints.
Best of luck. Where you at right now?
Not. I had a job at Mac's Speed Shop in downtown Greenville.
Yeah.
Trash.
That's an endorsement.
The food's really great, go
the
out for
environment's
some.
not good?
It's not, and it was just like I didn't. Yeah, it wasn't about it. So hopefully, some higher up restaurants, I feel like I'd fit in a little bit better, and I
Hey,
feel like it'd be a
wasn't
good
bad.
opportunity to save a lot of good money for school because college is expensive.
Oh yeah, I know people who are still paying for their college.
At yourself.
No, I'm not paying. Dude, I went to a tiny Bible college. The tuition there was like $2, and you had to recite a Bible verse.
You
No,
know,
it's
I
more than
almost
that.
made a joke, but I decided to not.
Can't you say it?
I really shouldn't.
All right, we'll trust
All
you.
right, Posty. Hey, this has been Church Stories.
And you've been awesome.
Hey, thank you. Thanks, Madison.
You're welcome. I'm glad that I got invited. I don't get invited places, so this was great.
Oh man, you need more friends with podcasts. Okay, cool. We'll see you.
Hey, if you like this, please share it with your friends.
And if you have a funny church story, send it to us and it might make the show.
Email us, churchstoriespod@gmail.com.
Or DM us at Deuteronomemes on Instagram.
Or tweet us at Church Stories.
And leave us a review on iTunes.
Every little bit helps.
You make the difference.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Stop wishing, start doing. Is that enough encouragement?
Yeah, that's enough.
All right.